New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. On behalf of the entire prayer team at New Thought Media Network, we thank you for joining us on this broadcast. You can catch New Thought Media Network prayer time at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And now, let's center ourselves in the words of Ernest Holmes. We must put meaning and belief into our prayers. It is the meaning and mindfulness that is the nexus from which our words come to life. And good morning, dear ones. Reverend Robert with you. It is Tuesday morning, September 2nd, 2020, and it's time for morning prayers. This is a product of the New Thought Media Network. Comes to us every morning at 8:15 a.m. and we have our 8:15 p.m. prayer time as well. So 8:15 a.m. or p.m. join us right here on the New Thought Media Network for a live prayer session. And if you have prayer requests, please send them in. prayer@ntmedia.org. Or if you're on the broadcast, go ahead and chat a prayer request directly into the comments, and we will make sure that we get those covered. And if you'd like them covered in the show, just make sure you mention that in your email that you would like us to include you in the program and in the morning broadcast. So, good morning, Cynthia. So grateful you were with us, dear one. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you. Glad you're here. And Wayne from Calgary, good to see you, Wayne. Glad you're with us as well. Always fun to get the morning started off right. Okay. So, some days I just get a little upset with God. I'm going to say it. And I know better than to argue. So, and I know enough after almost 20 years in this philosophy and in this movement that when it's time to listen, it's time to listen, and when it's time to explore, it's time to explore. And I was feeling a little tired last night before evening prayers, so I made a cup of tea. That was a mistake because I didn't get a very deep sleep last night. I was tossing and turning most of the night. And part of it is that in the midst of all of that, in comes a divine download, right? This is kind of like wrestling with my angels because the download saying one thing and the humanness of me is saying, no, I don't want to do that work. I don't want to do that much work. That's going to be a lot of work. And I'm not quite ready to talk about what the divine download is yet because I gotta look at this how I want this presented. But there is that moment when the divine is so clear and so strong that even though the humanness doesn't want to go forward, and even though my humanness thinks this is going to be a lot of work and a lot of effort, and how in the world are we going to pay for this, the divine reminds, I got this. That there is no lack in the mind of God. There is no limit in the mind of God to the good we may do, to the amount of work that we may bring forward or that may be accomplished, or how this vision reveals itself. That's the prayer. So if you're in a comfortable place, I invite you to close your eyes. Join me in that prayer. Join me in this deep, deep knowing that there is only really one thing going on, that one thing called God. The power, the presence, the intelligence, the wisdom, the insight, the love, the light, the beauty, the health, the wealth, the well-being, the abundance, the vision, the downloads, even the wrestling with the angels. It's all God, and it's all good. So I know this oneness, this everything of life that expresses itself as all life must be expressing itself as my life perfectly, whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. And as I know this truth of my life, I know it must be true of the lives of each and every one across this entire planet. Everyone involved in this mighty network, everyone involved, everyone present to this prayer now or at another time, in another dimension, the oneness of life revealing itself as all of us, everyone. So if there is this perfection of life emerging and revealing itself, and all is well and all is perfect, and everything that's happening in our lives must be a reflection of that perfection. Everything happening in our lives is an expression of that perfection, of that oneness. And it is up to us to see the good, to see the God, to see and affirm and recognize and affirm and acclaim and affirm the good we desire in our lives from this great wellspring of an infinite possibility, infinite probability, infinite opportunity. I claim for each the deep sense of knowing that we are called to the most magnificent expression of ourselves, of life, of God's life through our lives, moment by moment by moment by moment. As we listen, we are each being called to the most magnificent expression in glorious ways, in mysterious ways, in confusing ways, in awe inspiring ways. Called to create the next and the next and the next, to be part of the transformation team, to be on the team of transforming humanity's consciousness from one of lack and limitation to one of abundance and prosperity. I am shifting the consciousness of myself and therefore offering each the opportunity to be lifted up in return as well. We expand our consciousness of abundance and prosperity, of ability and opportunity, knowing that everything necessary for the fulfillment of our vision, our mission on this planet comes forward into our lives exactly as necessary. Exactly as necessary. And in this moment, reminded and speak a blessing for a dear member of this community, Suzanne, as she traverses the experience of eye surgery this morning. And I know while she's not on this prayer, I know she is with us in consciousness, and I know we are with her in consciousness. And I know right where she is, God is, and right where the doctors are, God is. And so I know she is cradled in the strong arms of spirit. That everyone involved in her care and recovery is operating from the hands and the heart and the mind of God, operating in human life as human life. I know for each one listening to this prayer that there is the opportunity emerging from within, a divine download from within that is saying, yes, now is the time, follow this course, here is the action, let's do this, let's go here, hey, how about this? And we say yes to the alignment, say yes to the deep calling of our soul, of our truth. Mm, 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 mm. Just say yes. Just say yes, no matter what it seems like, no matter what the human says, say yes to the divine. Say yes to that inspiration. Say yes to the good. Say yes to the calling. Say yes to the vision. A vision of a world that works for everyone. A vision where peace abides. A vision where borders are irrelevant. A vision of one global family where all aspects of life are transformed. Our political life, our social lives, the healthcare system, the education system, the food delivery system, the policing system, and the justice system, and the incarceration system. All of these systems right now quaking on their very foundations, for their foundations were built upon sand and are no longer necessary for the evolution of human consciousness. Something new must be emerging as these old forms, these old things fall away, as they are crumbling and dissolving and dissipating back into the nothingness from whence they came. Something new, something magnificent is emerging, and we are each part of that transformation. We are each part of that rebuilding of that new, envisioning a new form of all of it, of all of these ideas. Envision a world where everyone has more than enough shelter, enough food, enough resources, enough wisdom. And I'm just in that place of knowing God's got this. So a great sense of of gratitude is rising up from within. Gratitude for the revelation of this truth. Grateful to be in the process of expressing this truth, affirming this truth, casting this vision into the world so it may be returned fulfilled. Grateful to know that God's got this and I can get out of the way. And so I do. I get my bloated nothingness out of the divine circuits. I release this word into the law that must demonstrate, that is already operating upon it, that is already aligning all the forces and opportunities and resources necessary. I release this word into that law and let it be, and let go, and let God be God. And so it is. And so it is. Good morning, Lisa. Great to see you. Our vision is one of love. Yes, 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 yes. And good morning, Ursula. Good to see you here as well. And Rick and Terry. Grateful to see all of you. And I'm also grateful, Cynthia, and so it is. Thank you. And I want you to know I'm also grateful for your gifts, your tithes, your offerings that keep this ministry on the air. We do a lot of prayer work. We're doing all kinds of new shows and programs. And it's thanks to viewers and listeners like you that we're able to pay for the hosting and the broadcasting and all that it takes to keep this stuff going. So we appreciate your gifts, your tithes, your offerings. There's a link in the description of this program, and it's going across the bottom of your screen. Thank you for clicking that link and dropping a few bucks or a few hundred or a few thousand, whatever works, into the bucket. New Thought Media Network, the most positively inspiring media network on the planet. And I tell you, there is some good, good, good stuff coming our way. If you haven't heard, we recently announced we have a new concert coming with a couple of great artists. Now, Laura Topper is on, she hosts a show, a program here on Monday mornings called Cosmic Prayer. And she's a ministerial student, and she's a singer and musician, and her husband Jason is equally talented. So Laura Topper and Jason, they live in the UK. Nathan Aswell, if you haven't heard of Nathan, he is also just been blowing my socks off with his music and listening to what he does. And he's got a very unique instrument that he plays as well. So we're all getting together on Saturday, September 26th, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 6 in the evening over in the UK, for a Saturday morning concert. Something different, something unique, a new way to share in spiritual community and connect with each other on that. A couple other great events coming up. Please do sign up for the mindfulness meditation retreat. This is going to be a really, really good time. And I thought I had I thought I had a banner for that, but it looks like I don't. So, oh, yep, there it is. You can register for that today at meditationretreat.gr8.com. Meditationretreat.gr8.com. And I'll put that in the comments as well. If you'd like to just hit a link and head on over there. great way to do that. And the other big one is I want to remind everybody, I mentioned our dear Suzanne in the prayer today, and Suzanne, her big project is she just loves newsletters. She's the newsletter diva. And so she's been putting together a newsletter for us. You can sign up for that. And that email address is going along on the screen there as well. And I'm going to put that link in the comments as well. This is a great way to stay on top of all the changes, all the new programs, all that's coming forward in one handy email, one email per week, one email per week. And to stay on top of everything that's happening through the newsletters. So I invite you to sign up for that as well. Today's Wednesday, folks, which means no midday programs, but I will be back this evening, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, with our midweek pick-me-up. Wednesdays at 6. Join me again for that. All right, let's get into the day. Let's make it a great day. Let's get into whatever comes next for us. I want to thank you for being here. Until next time, I love you. Peace and blessings. Go forth and be loved. Bye now.
On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then, peace and blessings.